Ever notice someone dragging large black bags through the hospital lobby and wonder who they are? That, my friend, is a medical device rep. Welcome to Device Guys. Your hosts, Brent Lloyd and Jason Doliak, bring 50 years of combined medical sales experience to the table, sharing insights, stories, and a behind-the-scenes look at this fascinating world. Enjoy the conversations.
We did a TAVR on a guy that we actually put in a video that, it's in that Matthew McConaughey narrated human anatomy. I don't even know the name of the movie, but he's a rock climber. He's a cool dude. We put a valve in him, and he did a bunch of stuff with us. And I ran into him. You know, he's had the valve for like 8 years now, and I ran into him at the market, and I recognized him, and he remembered me, and it was super rewarding. That's like the only time I've ever had an encounter with a patient after the procedure. So you do get that, and it's got to be kind of
that's
kind
part
of
of
nice.
what it's one of the good parts of the job. Yeah, it's cool.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get back to the whole joke in the beginning of my 100-hour fast, which was wildly effective. It's nice to have a hack like at the end, like so that 8 a.m. when I talked to you, and I'm like, I sounded delirious. And not to mention, the day before, I'm like, I'm going to the grocery store. And I prepped, I made Matthew McConaughey. Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, I made Matthew McConaughey's tuna salad recipe, which is off the charts. It was so good. But I made that, and I made a big 7-layer.
So it was already made.
It was, I made it. Yeah. I was.
You were anticipating.
I was anticipating the end of this thing because it was going to be on. And that morning I went ahead and had that tuna fish sandwich for breakfast.
At whose behest?
At your behest, because I was not making sense.
Oh my God.
I made it 8 a.m. I was not.
I was like,
making sense.
dude, you got like you.
It was too much. It was
Have
too much.
to go get something to eat.
It was too much.
Eat something.
But to be said, it was nice to have the hack where you do this, and that morning 174, boom, done. And
11 pounds. You lost 11 pounds.
Yeah, which means that whole week of eating, that was water and inflammation. It was all kinds of stuff. So
Inflammation.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I'm not trimming the waistline. It's just let's reset here.
No, I admire it, and I really love the fact that you did it, and this whole encounter, the whole episode. Has helped us with the intro to this show, our episode 3.
Well, yeah, I knew as I was
you're
talking.
always good for some material.
I'm good for some material.
Yeah.
I did my cold plunge this morning. I'm still shivering.
I got in your car a little bit ago, and you had it at 80.
Yeah, I had the heat on hell. So I'm shaking like I'm shaking like a dog.
All right, listen. Let's move on. Move on. We talked about what we're going to do in this show, and we kind of came to what you want to introduce the show to
Well,
people?
I think today we wanted to talk about just the training episode. How do you get from doing nothing in this field, joining a company, and then onboarding and being able to deliver these products to customers? And so we're talking about training today. And
These companies are taking people essentially off the street, lay people.
They're taking lay people.
They're taking bartenders.
Bartenders, yeah.
Who don't know anterior, posterior,
No, lateral,
medial.
postural.
They don't know. They don't know anatomy. They don't know anything. They've been in a hospital maybe when they were born.
Yeah.
A lot of them are young. They've probably never been in a hospital since then.
Probably.
And they're going to train you. They're going to give you product training, and they're going to maybe give you some anatomy training.
Sales
then they're going to, and some sales training too. And then they're going to send you on your way.
But how about those early days? I remember when I first started, first job in Washington, showing up, and it was like the first day at camp. Like you get in there, you get your corporate credit card, and you find out who your roommate's going to be.
Yeah, always a roommate.
There's always a roommate. I tell you, I only had roommates at that first company, and they did it right. We were in these suites, so it was like downstairs and a bedroom downstairs and then a bedroom upstairs. Did you have roommates in training?
Yeah, I had roommates.
Yeah.
I never did not have a room. You and I have talked about this before, but when Boston Scientific bought Guidant, when you worked at Guidant, I was at Boston, and I got to inform you that we have roommates at our national sales meeting.
I said
you guys all thought I was joking, and then you showed up to national sales meeting. You're like, 2 Queens?
To Queens.
What?
What's going on?
No, but so that was it changed after. So that's like the one good thing that happened from that merger.
Yeah.
Is we got our own room. But I digress. When I went to my first sales training at Orthotech,
Yeah.
Tracy, California, the Comfort Inn, I think it was maybe 2 fulls. I mean, I'm sleeping right next door.
You got to know him.
You got to know him.
Yeah.
You got to know him. And it was like, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you don't go home on the weekend. And me and my buddy Peter DeBias, I still remember his name, Peter DeBias. He, I wonder what he's doing now. He was a stud. Thank God he was a good roommate, right?
That's good.
How about your roommate at your first training?
My roommate, he was from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I don't even remember his name, but the guy. Well, the reason I don't remember his name, the guy was a spot-on ringer for Hank Hill. He reminded me exactly of Hank Hill. I did not see Peggy or Bobby, but I know I saw that ladybird. That boy was the epitome of Hank Hill. Genius. He was a swinging guy too. Great dude. Loved him.
How long have you known you can do that impression?
I saw that show one time, and there was a guy that my brother played basketball with, and one day we just started, hey, kid, look here, Bobby, no son of mine's going to be a fat kid mogul. And it just clicked. I didn't even watch the show. I've seen it like twice.
You might have a hidden talent. Like, have you tried other impressions?
No, I can't. I'm not good at. I'm not. That one just clicked. I mean, you know, there's.
I want you to, for the next episode, I want you to work on like maybe Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah,
try to get that.
I don't know if I've tried other ones. I'm not that talented. I can't do it. Like I look at the guys that can do that, and it blows my mind. It's such a gift.
It is a gift. Well, you're gifted with Hank Hill.
Well, Hank Hill, I'll take the one.
So you had that roommate at RS Medical, and you never had a roommate.
Never had a roommate after that.
Wow, that is.
And the RS Medical training was fun. I mean, it was for me. It was early on. It was basic anatomy. I mean, we were selling one product. We're selling a muscle stimulator for post-surgical rehab. So it was. I mean, it was great. It was the messaging was pretty simple, and the application of the stuff was good. But it was just kind of get out there and learn to do it. Yeah, it was easy. Yeah. How about you?
My first training at Orthotech, the very first, like, they didn't have a training class scheduled, so they had to wait till they got, like, 6 people that could come to the training class.
Got it.
So my very first training was 1v1 with my boss, the guy that hired me in the Embassy Suites in Salt Lake City.